Welcome to New York Archive. This is the coolest woman of the week. Okay, before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Brigitte. I am I guess now you could say ex-stylist.
Wow.
I'm still around, but it's not the same anymore. I live in LA, I'm from New York, and now I have a vintage store. And
So
it's called
cool.
In the Mood Archives, mostly online, but it's my baby and my entire world.
I love that. So are you still partially exhibiting out of your home?
Yeah, I have my showroom. I don't know how.
No, I used to do it out of my apartment. I
You
called it a
did?
showroom.
I'm
yeah.
like for safety too. I mean, yeah, it's out of my home.
No, it was literally me out of, so I still live in my childhood apartment,
Uh-huh.
but I live there by myself now, so I turned my childhood bedroom into my first
Stop.
showroom. And I was like, okay, the place I learned to play dress up is a place like, I want to play dress up as an adult with this brand.
Oh my God, I love that.
And so it's like wall-to-wall shoes, but yeah, I literally do it out of my house. And I feel like so much with our industry, like it's
Yeah,
so many people
I mean,
like literally doing this out of their homes.
With styling, I was fully out of my house too, and my like doorman would see me all the time and be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like
Just
I
my
was
business.
going up and down the stairs with like garment bags, racks, bags, trash bags, like all day, every single. They were like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I was doing that, and then I was hosting events in my apartment.
Oh
So
my God.
the reason, like the final nail in the coffin of having to get a store was I hosted an event in my apartment, and 250 girls lined up outside of my building.
Oh my God.
And my doorman was like, "Hey,
You can't do that.
So yeah,
Wow.
then the super like tattletale on me, and they were like, "Hey, you like really can't do this again." And I was like, "Oh, perfect." So that's my whole livelihood. So I guess it's time to open a store. But yeah, it's crazy,
That's so
like
exciting.
running things out of.
That was like
literally
God
your
like
home.
kicking you in
In the ass. Yeah.
He was like,
Okay, let's move it
let's
along.
go.
No, exactly. Okay,
Let's go.
fab. So it feels like you've worked in every corner of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Was it ever more about like building one singular career, or was it about chasing the things that you couldn't stop thinking about?
I think I was very confused when I was younger. I've always loved fashion. That's like a complete consistent in my life. I think until I landed on styling, I was very much just dabbling. And then when I graduated, I was like, okay, it's time to like really get serious about a job. And funny enough, before I went into celebrity styling, I had a job offer right out of graduation for private client styling at the Webster. And verbally got hired and then ghosted. And it was like the end of the world for me. I was like, oh my God, I just had gotten a corporate job with a salary, with every benefit humanly possible. And I was like, I graduated, like, I can't not have a job. And a few months before that, I had been sending emails to celebrity stylists for internships, like not even thinking about post-grad, but just like how I could get my feet wet in the styling world, because I think that's kind of what I was leaning into. Long story short, I ended up getting a few emails back from celebrity stylists, and that's where my journey began. I think I've taken a lot of twists and turns, but I feel like every chapter had such a big play in where I am now and who I am now. I feel like I learned so much. Like truly, I wouldn't be where I am in the vintage world without everything else that I've done, especially celebrity styling. As hard as it was, I learned so much, and I made invaluable relationships.
Yeah.
Like truly.
It's just trial by fire. I feel like so
Yeah.
much in the fashion world is starting in something that you think that you love, and then realizing what the reality of that job actually is. And then
I mean, it's
take
the least glamorous job humanly possible.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets
less
dirtier
Yeah.
than styling, and people do not realize like how bad it really is.
No, it's crazy. And then I think that, from that, you take the things that you like, and you're figuring out what you're good at, and you try and figure out how to apply it to something that maybe is a better fit. And, like, I would say that, like, people who style full-time and stay on that career path forever, like, it has to be such a fucking labor of love, because it is so much manual labor, and it is so many difficulties that are so client-facing and so time-sensitive. Like, you were such a trooper for sticking it out at the level you did for as long as you did.
I mean, I was insane. I had 3 internships at the same time at one point.
No.
I really was like, I am here to learn, figure it all out, and go off on my own, and I have no shame in saying that. I would literally come home from my internship and take notes on what was going on throughout the day. And I feel like the other girls that were there were always just like going through the motions of the ocean and not really like, I was like, no, like, what are they labeling? What are they doing? How are they packing? Who are they emailing? Who are they talking to? Who owns the showroom? And like, I would make an impression as an intern to the point where like, when I went off on my own, when I sent my first email, most of them knew who I was already. Whereas these other girls were just like kind of lost in the sea. And I think it's like, also goes to say like, you really have to like work on relationships. Networking is everything. Everything. Like every showroom I went into, I would introduce myself and talk to them. I didn't care if they thought I was like some loser intern and they were like, get out of here. I was like, I'm still going to introduce myself and talk to them and make sure they know who I am.
Totally. And I think that is always like my biggest piece of advice when people ask how I do what I do, or what I would do if I was starting all over again. The relationship piece, like none of this exists without that.
Zero.
And like just trying to, in a very like authentic way, connect with people is like everything in this industry. And I think that so many people don't realize that. Like it's so much more important than any of the work that we're doing, quite frankly.
100%.
How you make people feel and like how they remember you is what will get individuals further than genuinely anything else.
Also not being scared to just say something, to send an email, to send a DM, to send a text, to go up to someone, to give your business card to someone. Like, it's so important.
Yeah.
I literally got my first styling client in like the most random. We were in a Prada store in Milan and the sales associate was like, I know someone for you in LA. You should follow and DM her. And I was like, okay. And that was the beginning of me being solo. Like you just have to take a leap.
Yeah, closed mouths don't get fed.
No. You can't. In this industry,
no one's offering you.
No.
No one's putting it in front of you. Like if you don't advocate for yourself, it's just not going to happen.
Zero. Especially in fashion. I'm like, as much as I love everyone, like there's cattiness and there's exclusivity and there's a higher, like it's hard. You gotta like be aggressive. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. You just wrote about learning how to embrace the question mark instead of rushing towards certainty. Do you think that that's something that we're still figuring out?
I think we are in a place in life in our 20s and in this like generation where like everyone wants to like have everything perfect and figured out. And I personally, after leaving styling, although I never like officially left, like I still help my friends and family and I do it from time to time if there's really an opportunity that speaks to me. But when I really decided like I am done, I went into a really weird phase in life where I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I have no job. I don't like what I'm doing. I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. Like the spark that I had in me was like kind of lost. I was always like a big mood boarder and Pinterester. That's like a whole other thing we'll have to come back to. And like I wasn't doing it anymore and I wasn't on Pinterest. I was like, something's wrong with me. Like this is like not who I am. So I kind of just let it be. I like stopped styling and I took a few months and I really sat with like doing nothing, which I think I struggled with also. I had this like antsiness of like, I need to figure this out. Like I caught myself so many times and then I was like, okay, like I need to take a pause, think about my next moves and be very certain in like what I want to do next before I do it. And vintage was always around. It was always a thing for me. And I finally was just like, I'm going to jump off the cliff. And I did. And it was the craziest, scariest thing I've done in the last year.
It's the only way to do it. Like, you can't.
I genuinely was like, I'm going to walk to the edge and just jump off. Like, I can't think about it. Like, I can't look behind. Like, that's it.
No. And I think that is probably, not to speak for you, what you can attribute, like, some of your success to. It's just, like, throwing yourself into the abandon and not allowing yourself to feel held back by the what if, even though obviously everyone wants to know how things are going to work out.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's like, with vintage, it's like, as many people would probably assume, there's a lot that goes into it in the beginning because you have to source everything and acquire it, and financially, it's not easy to like take savings and just go and be like, okay, I'm going to spend it and I'm going to hope that this all sells and that people appreciate my curation. And in the beginning it was scary.
Yeah.
Really, every day that went by I was like, oh my god, what did I do? I
think that I felt that way like for the first 2 years. Like I would wake up and pinch myself and then immediately be like, I think I'm gonna vomit. Like it's so nerve-wracking to be like, okay, I'm just reliant on myself. And then also to establish like healthy boundaries with yourself of like, if I'm the only person that's facilitating my relationships and my business and my next paycheck, like I never can really be off. And then especially if you're someone who I assume you are, like that also enjoys doing all of this outside of work, it feels like you really never turn it off.
Oh my God, no. I was just in Paris with my friend and I literally was like, okay, so tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I'm sneaking off and I'm going far, far away from Paris to go source some stuff that I need for work because it's like an itch that I had to scratch. Like I literally went into the trip and I was like, I am not sourcing for work, but I source for work. And I did for myself this trip too. I got this jacket actually.
Gorgeous.
And it was really fun to source for myself for a second because I feel like the second I stepped into In the Mood, I stopped really sourcing for myself, which is normally like what I was doing in the beginning before even celebrity styling. Like I have, you know, stuff from my mom from the 90s and stuff that I would find randomly and then, you know, it went into my styling. It's just kind of bled into every inch and corner of my life. I'm so happy I did it. I pinch myself now like all the time and I also feel nauseous all the time.
Perfect.
I'm a one-woman show.
Yeah.
I do everything myself. And but also it takes a village because like even yesterday, shout out to my sister, I love you. She went to my apartment in LA. I'm in New York. We literally switched places right now. And she went and picked up a pair of sunglasses that a stylist needed in New York for a big client. And she flew them here with her. And I just went and picked them up. And I'm like, thank God I had her there because like, if not, I'm here. There was no way for me to get them.
Yeah.
Like,
the first few years, like I was definitely doing that, like calling my friends and giving them spare keys and being like,
it takes a village.
It does. And like, I think that everyone, especially when you're running your own business and like starting your own adventure, wants to see you succeed, which is so nice. And I think it's also a way to see like who your people are, in the way that like people show up for you. But like
100%.
Mostly the entire time I've been doing this, it's also been a one-woman show. And now to like have a team, it's still hard to be like, okay, I have to teach them what I want. Like, no one's ever in your brain. And I think especially in an industry that moves so quickly, it feels like so much of the work you're doing is reactive as opposed to like intentional and proactive. And so I'm like, last summer when I had hired for the first time, I was like, we're just sitting and waiting for emails to come. And then like running around like assholes for the rest of the day. I was like, okay, like that's not a feasible way to like run a business. I was in Wisconsin for a bridal shower over the 4th of July. Never thought I'd be in Wisconsin. I saw the Mississippi River. I keep telling everyone it was amazing. But I literally FaceTimed one of the girls that's interning here and I go, I had my doorman unlock my door. It's open. You're going to need to go into my home for the first time without me. Put me on FaceTime. I'm going to walk you through where this is in my closet because a stylist was pulling from my personal collection for a campaign. And I was like, okay, great. You're going to go into my hall closet. I apologize. The toilet paper might fall out on you. I was like, I do remember putting it in really poorly before I left. Like, please be aware. And I was like, and then you're going to go into the back and then my blue jacket. Like, it's crazy. What's something you're still completely unsure about?
I don't really have a plan. You know how some people like start their business and they're like year 1 this, year 2 that, year 3 that, 10 years this.
You're vibing.
I don't.
I'm just vibing.
Like, I'm just like, I started this. I have no clue where it's going. I may completely pivot. I have no idea. I have no plan. But right now it's working and it's building. And I feel like for the first time, I'm like not trying to like be super controlling. And I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see where it goes. And then, you know, if all else fails, I'll pivot again. I've survived so many pivots at this point that I'm like, but I do love it. Like, I'm not planning on stopping.
No.
It's more just like not the fixation of like this certain thing that I need to be doing at this point. I'm just kind of vibing.
The only way to stay in this industry is to be willing to continue to iterate as it grows. Because it's only getting more saturated and more competitive as time goes on. With adapting to AI and social media and all the things, like, we continue to watch the playing field change. There is no shame in like not knowing exactly what the next 2 years are going to look like because like best well thought out plans may change based off the scope of the world, and like the best you can do is continuing to cultivate what you're good at and then letting the rest kind of like fall in place. Like I never thought that I would have a store. I was like someone that like actively rebuked that plan. It was like, I don't want to be chained to a physical location. I'm not interested in doing that. I don't want to like be responsible for all that merchandise. Like, well, here we are. The universe always puts you where you're meant to be, and as long as you're like
100%
putting out like the right energy and connecting with the right people and building those relationships, like you'll always end up where you need to be. You would describe In the Mood as a living mood board, a diary for the visually obsessed. What does being visually obsessed actually mean to you?
Everything is beautiful. And I've noticed that as I've developed my business and really focused on mood boarding, because before it was like a very passive thing. I was just doing it all the time, and like my mood boards are honestly, they're sick. Like I don't think AI could ever, like AI is never.
You said Claude's never taken my job.
Claude is never taking that away from me, because like as an OG, like I mood boarded when like there wasn't internet. Like it was
I
like
mood boarded in
ripping
scrapbooks.
magazines and making collages.
My
and
parents were taking me to
postering
Michael's
them, literally
for those like things
buying
that
the poster paper and then special scissors that would cut them in like shapes and everything. Like I'm an OG mood boarder. As I've had to like literally do it for my business, I've also not always wanted to pull from Pinterest, and I've really wanted to focus on like things that I see and take pictures more. My camera roll is now disgusting.
Mine's
I think
I'm
about to hit 100K.
Yeah.
And I feel like the eye that I've developed from having to really do this for work now is crazy, because like I see things that my friends are like, Brigitte, what the hell are you taking a picture of? Like, what? And then like I'll put it on my story and they're like, wait,
wow,
that was so aesthetic. Can you add me? Can you add me as a mention? I'm like,
mention me in that. I'm really posted.
I'm like, sure. I see things now so differently and through such a different eye. But I also like do think there's things like vintage blindness, and I've caught myself in those moments too. Like just because something is vintage doesn't mean it's beautiful.
No, that's correct.
Like,
and sometimes I have to be like, yes, this is why fashion is subjective. This is why art is subjective. Yes. I know there are times where I'll fall victim too.
I have before. I've sourced stuff and then I look back and I'm like, what the hell were you thinking?
I think also in environments like that, or like if you're going to someone's closet and you're pulling from there, or like whatever it may be, there's something in me, and maybe it's not in you and I am projecting, where like it feels so awkward to be like, hey, this is fugly. And so like there have been times where I've left with pieces that I know I'm gonna do nothing with because like I couldn't say no.
I haven't gotten caught in that moment with sourcing. I try not to say things are fugly unless I'm close with someone. Like my close friends know when I think something's ugly. It's all over my face. There's no hiding it.
Yeah.
But I try to be pleasant with people I don't.
Well, sure, that like is your job. But
like as an ex-stylist, I'm like, okay, like I have to still like keep a certain level of decorum and be like, oh, it's so cute, but like what about this?
Yeah.
It's really pretty, but what
if
about
you try this?
Or what if you try that? And some of them would fight me back, and I'd be like, okay, this is your journey.
Yeah.
This is
and
your
that's
carpet,
what you have to do.
your photos, your journey. I can't.
Yeah.
You know, there's only so far you could push someone.
Totally.
Which also like I have to say, not to be so hard on stylists, because I feel like some people are really like, oh my God, what did she put her client in? I'm like, you don't get it. The client also has
an opinion. Yeah.
It's
and
not
the best
all on
client
us.
you can have is someone that like does not give a fuck and is just down to like
a submissive.
A submissive client. But that happens like
rarely
2% of the time. You get someone that's like, oh, I don't care, put whatever, and like let's see where your vision goes. It's like 100%. It's not that kind of job, unfortunately.
No.
If I looked through your Pinterest before your Instagram, what would I understand about you?
I'll say it on the internet, but like my Pinterest has a lot of like quotes, I guess, and also images, and it's very much mixed. And I feel like I keep things a little more reserved on Instagram, but like I have some pretty harsh thoughts on Pinterest.
She's like, my Pinterest is porn. She's like, it's just...
My Pinterest is just like bitchier. I feel like I'm really like nice and bubbly and like cutesy on Instagram, and then my Pinterest will be like, I'm a fucking bitch. And it'll be like in that cool font.
And I am a fucking bitch. And what about it?
It'll be like a cool font, which is why I'll save it, and then it'll be right next to an image of like a pattern or like pony hair, and then next to a vintage couture gown, and then it all just looks like this beautiful like...
I feel like you and I are living parallel lives on different coasts.
Yeah.
That's also what mine looks like.
It's a big...
Mine's like bitches are people too. And it's like on a needle point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that.
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll spell like a really bad word with like an acronym. And I'm like, this is so cute. But like, I won't post that on Instagram because everyone follows me on there. And it's like, you have to keep a certain repertoire. And like, you know, you gotta be appropriate.
That's fucking hilarious. Do you feel like your eye has become more refined over time or more open?
Open. I was even saying it to you, like, my mood boarding has changed. I take pictures of things I probably would have never even looked twice at before. But I still think it's refined. But I do think it's more open to seeing more beauty in every corner. It just, you evolve.
Yeah.
As you get older and you like different things and you see things differently, you appreciate things differently, your perspective changes.
Totally.
I definitely feel like after I turned like 25, 26 and got through the early 20s, like a lot changed.
I agree.
Everyone says that happens.
It feels like, today I was sitting in the car and I was like, I don't know if it's the Prozac or that I'm 26 now. I was like, but I feel like my frontal lobe is developed.
You're 20, like, okay, I'm 27. So
perfect.
It's like around that time where you're like, oh my God, life is serious.
Yes.
I need a real job. I need to do things. I need to like figure my life out. But also at the same time, you start to appreciate things very differently.
Totally. I feel like the oldest and youngest person alive all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
are you the oldest sibling?
I am.
That's why.
Yeah.
Me too.
I feel like the oldest and youngest person alive. I like still want my mommy to pet my head and like cut me up fruit, but also I own a business. So I'm like, what a weird dichotomy to be like, I'm someone's boss. Well, and I want someone to tell me what to do. Like, oh, no one's gonna tell me? Okay, cool.
It's really, that is something about being an entrepreneur that's so hard.
Yeah.
You have to wake up in the morning and be like, okay, like I am reliant on myself to have a schedule, to have a routine, to do something every single day for my business, to keep pushing things forward. Like there is no one behind me saying, do this, do that. Like, and sometimes like it's exhausting.
I'm the most diabolical type B person.
I have like to-do lists galore in my phone. They're organized in the most OCD manner. But like I will put things off sometimes and like wait until I'm in the right headspace. I also for some reason am the most creative at like 2 a.m.
I feel that way too. I'm definitely a night owl.
Yeah. A blessing and a curse. Like it's really a fun time, but then I'm like in the morning, why was I awake?
Yeah, it was why I didn't want to have a store. Because I was like, I don't want to then have to get up and go somewhere at a certain time.
But also it's so good for you to be able to get up and get ready and go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I used to be just hanging out in my house all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm here every day. No, like you would freak out. My email has no labels.
I don't have labels on my email.
I don't have anything organized. I don't have folders for anything.
Okay, no, I do. I have a whole like Google Drive system.
I have a stack of like important documents that are just like somewhere in my apartment. It's just they live in a stack. I was looking through them the other day.
Wow. Yeah, no, it couldn't be me. I would freak out if that was my situation. I can't.
Yeah, no,
I have like a Google Drive with everything labeled and organized.
Today we couldn't find the camera. It was on the tripod in the back. I was like, that's weird. Can someone bring a camera? I can't find mine. It's okay, we figured it out.
If one thing goes missing, I have a heart attack. It's a blessing and a curse.
Totally. What's an image you've never been able to shape?
Oh my God, this is a good one. Japanese garden collection.
Insert here.
It is Spring Summer 1998. It is Givenchy by Alexander McQueen. Okay. The most beautiful images I think you will ever see. Like the collection is art.
I love that.
It's like a whole like flowers, butterflies, tapestry. Like,
incredible.
But it is probably like the one collection that lives rent free in my head all the time. I mean, there's millions of them that I'm obsessed with, but like I think that one's just a special. It's beautiful.
I love that.
I hope one day I can find a piece from that collection.
Yeah.
I will never let it go if I do. Never.
You can't.
There are certain pieces I just don't let go.
What is your biggest like grail that you found that they couldn't put a price on it for you?
Chanel bag I just sourced in Paris. This is the bag.
Wow.
There's no price tag. No.
Wow.
And then I think the second one would be
my Your Gaucho saddlebag with the oyster strap. They only made 500 of these, and inside of it, it's actually numbered, and mine is number 172. It is by far my most special piece because of how rare it is and how hard it was to track down. And I decided to keep it in my personal archive.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Do you think taste is really just paying attention longer than everyone else?
No. I think taste is subjective. If I think someone has taste, you may not.
Mm-hmm.
It's so subjective. I really don't think that there's like a formula. I think there's so many people that have taste, and it's such a variety too. Like, I don't think, like, for example, I love the Olsen twins. I think they have so much taste, but like they dress a very specific way versus like, I think that I have taste and you have taste and we're more funky and vintage. Like, it's just not, there isn't like a one size fits all, one-stop shop. I think it's such a person-to-person thing. Like, what I think is beautiful, my mom may not think is beautiful. Like I think taste is used in such a like confining way, but it's really like, it's up to you.
I think that that's super fair.
Like, I look at the Met Gala sometimes, I'm like, half of these looks are hideous.
They are tasteless.
And then I love some of them, and I'm like, this was the most tasteful, cool thing I've ever seen. And people are like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's subjective.
Totally. I think the only thing that like I think about with taste is that like we, in a cultural way, are losing so much of it because
we are losing individuality.
Yes.
It's tongue twister. We are losing individuality. That is my biggest pet peeve.
And it's because we're moving at lightning speed.
Yes.
And like, so people aren't taking the time or critical thinking, back to our thought about there is no more critical thinking, for people to be like, why do I like this? Or what do
100%.
I like about it?
100%.
And it is very much because of like social media and influencer culture, not to bite the hand that feeds me.
No,
but
it's true.
Like, not everything is linkable to a shop eye. You know what I mean? And when you're going through those motions of being like, oh, I'm buying this because it's being hand fed to me, because it's being picked out by someone who's getting a paycheck from someone who wants me to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, you're so removed from your own discernment that it's incredibly difficult to figure out what your personal taste even is.
Yeah.
It's a tough landscape right now.
Yeah. That's why I love vintage, because I'm like, there's no Shop My link to my stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry. I also have Shop My. It has its glitches. It's not like making the world go round. I love Shop My. It's a great part of my world, but like, no. We need to bring back individuality.
We do.
Like, really, we do.
Yeah. Agreed.
I also have never really followed a certain formula of anything. Like, I'm wearing baggy pants and sneakers and a vintage jacket that probably should be with heels, but I don't care.
No, it looks perfect exactly as you have it.
I just don't care. I mix silver and gold.
Yeah, same.
I don't follow any rules.
No.
I kind of just do my own thing when it comes to fashion. I do think I follow rules in other areas of my life, but with fashion, it's like my one form of expression that I'm like, it's my thing.
And it is.
Yeah.
I love that. Everyone wants to have good taste now. What do you feel like the difference is between having good taste that's authentic to you or just having good references?
I feel like I'm gonna kill for my answer for this.
No, why? Say it.
I just feel like everyone's just so obsessed with like these outfit formulas. I don't know, it just kind of shows. Like, you walk around the street and I'm like, all of these girls just are taking references.
No, I don't think that you're
like, I just like, and I also think you have to know how to dress for yourself, your body type, your personality, your coloring, like all of it. Like, I personally love the capri trend. Do I look good in all capris? Unfortunately, I don't. There are some capris that look great on me and I buy them and I wear them, but I will not try to force myself to wear something that doesn't look good on me. Yeah. Just for the sake of the picture and the clout of like, I followed what everyone else is doing. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah. I think that that's like a really big thing. I just wrote like a piece about how like my feeling about like rejecting this idea like is just going against these archetypes where like it's being so fed to you, like, that you're ballerina core or like office siren or and like what the fuck does that even mean? Or
no, just
wife.
be yourself.
Yeah, like you don't need to buy pieces so that someone can tell you what your personality is for it just to change in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. For example, I think I've had these pants now for like a year and a half. I've worn them over 100 times.
I love that.
I've worn them at least once a week.
Perfect, as you should. They're
and
adorable.
like they're not a trend. They didn't fit in a box. Like also like outfit repeating. I feel like people who are confident enough to repeat things are the ones who really know how to dress themselves. I think if you're wearing a new thing every single time you get dressed, it's a little alarming.
If you're able to alpha repeat in a way where you're continually able to iterate what works for you and you already own, it shouldn't be a problem, I think.
Exactly. But I feel like that really shows that like you can dress yourself and you have some concept of style and taste and individuality, because I feel like there's too much consumerism. That's a whole other subject. But
we don't have enough time for that.
Consumerism also benefits me, so like I'm not even gonna go there. Like I want people to buy from me, obviously, but it's more of the fast fashion culture.
Yeah, it's the devil you do versus the devil you don't. Like the fact that we're in such late stage capitalism that we are genuinely walking billboards, and like instead of having to pay for ad space, like we are actually ad space. Is crazy if you like really sit and think about it. But again, to the point of like I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. Like
I don't.
It's the system that like we are complicit in and continue to perpetuate by doing what we do. We can only like fight it in the ways in which like speaking on individuality and like talking about being 100%. Conscious in the way that you consume. But at the end of the day, like not everything is that serious. Like you're still able to enjoy fashion for what it is. But if you don't think about it hard enough, back to our thesis of critical thinking, like
no ChatGPT on this.
No, ChatGPT is not a part of this episode.
It is not sponsored by ChatGPT.
You just get so far away from the plot, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Has studying beautiful things made you harder to impress?
I don't know. Maybe in some ways, but I also feel like, again, like I see so much more beauty in the world. I feel like if anything, I get more excited than I used to. I feel like my eyes are really open. I feel like when I started getting really tired as a stylist, I lost a lot of that. I was just in Paris, and like every corner of Paris was beautiful to me. Even the trash can. Like I was just like everything. It's just like I don't know. I have like a whole different like perspective and lens how I see things. Like I forget, it was like a Friday night when I was in Paris and we were out, and there was like a Coke can smushed on the floor next to a cigarette. And then I was wearing my new shoes and a Chanel vintage bag I'd sourced, and I was like, oh, this is a picture moment. And like most people would be like, what are you doing? It's trash on the floor. And I'm like, no,
you don't get it. It's a vibe.
You don't get it. It's a vibe. Exactly.
What's something that instantly tells you someone has an incredible eye?
A few things.
Okay.
One, if they can spot like something vintage I'm wearing, I immediately am like, oh, we're gonna be friends. Like, you know. Also how they put themselves together. It's like all the small things. Putting yourself together, appreciating the beauty around you, like loving art and like being very cultured. I think all of those things just kind of, and I feel like I surround myself with a lot of people who we all kind of have that like vibe.
Well, that's so nice to feel like you're able to be in an environment where you guys can like transfuse that to each other. I'm
really like lucky that I have a lot of really cool girls in the fashion industry that I know. Like I'm very blessed, and I feel like we all just like have fun together and like have vision.
You spent so much time having other people share their stories through clothes with your help. Was it scary when you started sharing your own?
No, it was so fun. For the first time, I started actually like really enjoying getting dressed again and being creative in my own closet and kind of being my own client and my own stylist. I feel like for a really long time I was so focused on everyone else that it was really hard to put anything into myself. And then that break that I took was so needed because it really helped me like kind of pour back into like, how do I want to dress? What do I like? What do I want to do? Like,
you can't fill from an empty cup.
No. And it's not to say that that job didn't do so much for me, but I wasn't pouring into my own cup at all. I was pouring into everyone else's cup.
Well, because it was your job too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I post my outfits on Instagram almost every day.
Aww.
I have like a highlight, and I do it also because like people are always asking like what to wear, what to buy, and so I feel like even now when I post and I share links, it's literally from the place of like I'm not a stylist anymore, but I still want to kind of like share
Totally.
my things that I like, because people do, not that many, I have a small audience, but people do ask, so I'm like, here you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Celebrity styling looks so glamorous, but what would you say is the least glamorous part?
The least glamorous part or the least glamorous thing I've done? Because those are two different.
Really? Okay, let's do both.
Okay. The least glamorous thing I've ever done is break down tons of boxes and garbage when I was an assistant, or I was an intern. Filled up my entire car to the brim, could not see out of my windows with garbage, and then went to a trash, it's not a landfill. It's like a place where you literally go dump trash, but it's like not a dumpster, like it's an actual like location. And I had to go as an intern and empty my entire car of garbage.
Yeah.
For a stylist that I worked for. It was fun, smelly, and like gross, but like those were things I did all the time.
I think like that's the weirdest stuff now, as like
I would
someone
pick up
who's
dog
in
food.
the other position. Like I could never ask someone to do that.
It happens.
No,
It happens a lot.
shit happens and people do it, but like
I know.
I just like I can't imagine the lack of self-awareness to be like,
Yeah.
can you fill your car with trash?
It's hard because when you get to that point of being that busy, it's kind of like the ladder and it just like trickles down.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the more gross things I've done. I've also like picked up dog food. I have driven hours and hours and hours and miles. And listen, I did all of it because it got me to where I am. So there's no shame. I have no shame in what I did to get to where I am. I would say the least glamorous part of being a stylist in general is the amount of organization and back end work there is. Literally the picture you see of the red carpet is probably the least. Like it's just it's the 5 seconds of the 5 million hours of work that you have to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
Did working with celebrities change your definition of confidence?
It made me realize we're all human.
Yeah.
We all have insecurities. We all have like things we don't want to show or things we prefer to hide. Like we're all human. That's really the biggest thing I took away from it.
I think that that's a good lesson.
Yeah.
So you wrote that styling gave you the brief, but being an entrepreneur made you write your own. What's the hardest part about becoming your own creative director?
Relying on myself to do everything. To motivate myself to be the creative brain, to be the business brain, to be the smart brain, to be financially smart, to not make stupid decisions. Like, it's a lot. I mean, even when I'm sourcing, I have to touch grass because I could go insane. I could blow up my credit card bill. Like where I was, when I was sourcing a little bit outside Paris, like I could have done a lot more than what I did. But like, I was like, no, I have to be smart. Which pieces do I actually think will sell? Which ones have the correct margins? Which ones are good quality? Like it's so hard, especially someone who's so creative and so visual, being grounded in the business part of it and being responsible. It's really hard.
What do you think you're best at, and what do you think is the hardest part for you?
I'm the best at everything aesthetic. So sourcing, putting things together, putting on events, which I've done a few now, like all of that stuff, so much fun. I actually just did a photo shoot, but I did it at a cool location, let's just say. And honestly, I think this moment really revived me because I had been so business focused for months and I was so stressed all the time and I was running around and I was like, I need to do a photo shoot for my new pieces. I need to get creative again. I need to be the stylist. And oh my God, it filled my cup in a way that like I cannot explain. And it came out insane. Like I truly don't talk about my work like that all the time, but this was one of those photo shoots that I was like, I would buy everything if I saw these pictures. Like it was just, it was so good. Like I got her like smoking on the balcony with like a JPG scarf and a vintage brooch and like eating French fries with a vintage Cartier watch. Like, it was just
awesome.
It was awesome.
Did you have a specific moment where you realized In the Mood Archives was more than just an archive? It was your specific voice?
I mean, I think there was definitely a moment where I was like, oh, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, there were a few celebrity placements that happened, but there was one in specific that I was like, oh, like, people are like gonna know who I am. Like,
mm-hmm.
this is real. Like, Alessandra Ambrosio
mm-hmm.
wore my Dior Diva bag to the Victoria's Secret after show.
Mm-hmm.
And she was completely paparazzi'd walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I was like, oh, like, this could actually work.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a, oh, this is something. It was like, oh, this could maybe work.
Mm-hmm.
It was still really early. I was still so skeptical. And then I think the moment where I was like, oh my God, like, I actually built something that I really have always wanted was when Madonna wore my sunglasses to the Abbey. And then it was a moment where I was like, oh my God, like,
yeah.
These are not just like influencer, not that there's no shame in that, but like,
no, but it's different.
It's people and pieces that like my parents would understand
mm-hmm.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Versus like, you know, the stuff that's more catered to our age. Like, Madonna's someone that even my grandparents could understand. Like,
mm-hmm.
and you know, it's harder for like my family's all Persian and they came from Iran, and like I have to explain what I do, and for the
mm-hmm.
older generation it's like sometimes confusing. Like, fashion is such a broad industry, and like, how do you explain I source vintage and sell it, like it,
mm-hmm.
you know? So in a moment like that, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is like an insane moment for me, but it's something that other people will also understand, and also like how gratifying. Like,
totally.
I used to dance to Madonna's music as like a 5-year-old in the mirror, and now she's wearing sunglasses that I sourced. Like,
yeah.
how that, like, hello, pinch myself, like, am I okay?
No, totally. It's funny. I think like especially the family piece resonates with me because like I'll call my parents or like I'll call my dad and be like, oh, like Sabrina Carpenter just like grabbed this, and he goes, who is that?
Who is that?
And
yeah.
I'm like, that's not helpful. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're so like at that point lie and be like, oh my God, that's so cool. He's like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
It's definitely like interesting, but it's really cool and stuff like that happens. And then I just did an interview with Couture,
mm-hmm.
which was such a pinch me moment. It was on my vision board. So it's
awesome.
moments like that where I'm like, oh my God, like,
mm-hmm.
manifestation could be real.
No, it's
so
real.
hard when you start your business. You're like, I can't manifest anything. Like,
yeah.
what's going on? Like, what did I do? And
you're
then
like, I don't even know what I had for breakfast this morning, let alone what I want to do or
yeah.
what I want to come to fruition.
So when these things happen and you talk about them before, and you're like hoping and praying that one day it'll all fall into place, and then it starts to happen, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
it's nuts.
You pulse check yourself. You're
totally.
like, oh my God. And I do think that's another really important thing, to like every so often sit and be like, what did I want a year ago that I have now, and be grateful for it.
Totally.
We all get lost in
yeah.
the chasing of the next thing.
I think that it's funny, like I'll walk around here and I'll be like, I'm complaining about the things that a year ago I would have prayed for, but once you're in it, sometimes it's like so hard to look back and be
yeah.
like
100%.
because at the end of the day, like, this is still our job, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, and sometimes like it's okay to need to like vent or complain about it, like it is just any other job, because sometimes like this shit's ridiculous.
Yes, I've had those days where
yeah.
I'm like, what did I sign up for?
Yeah, but it's incredible,
yeah.
and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
No.
What's a risk you're glad you took before you felt ready?
Starting my vintage business.
Mm-hmm.
It was I wasn't ready at all. I don't think I ever would have been. I don't think you ever are ready. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
It took me a few sentences to get there. You're really never ready. Like, even when I'm like working out, my trainer will be like, are you ready for the next set? I'm like, no, but I'll do it.
Oh my
and
God.
I think that's the mentality you have to have.
Yeah.
Because when are you ever fully ready to risk something like that and
totally.
put yourself out there?
Yeah.
And like be worried, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? What's going to happen? Is this going to succeed? Like, no, I wasn't ready.
I think that's why so few people are able to actually do it.
Yeah.
And like to some degree, that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be ballsy.
Unfortunately, yes. We consume thousands of images a day, or maybe like in your case or my case, like 100,000 images a day. How do you keep looking instead of just scrolling?
My algorithm doesn't do me dirty, so like I'm really lucky. My Pinterest really loves me.
You're like, shout out Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, like
shout out
I've
TikTok.
been using Pinterest since I'm like not technically supposed to, like I was so young. Like,
Yeah.
My algorithm knows me really well. I feel like I also do have an eye. So like I know how to like weed out. I mean, even as someone who sources, you know, like you have to like be able to weed out the ugly things and things that are not it.
Yeah.
So it's just like you already kind of have that like built into you, especially as someone who sources. So I just feel like, yeah, I'm lucky. I have a good algorithm. I still use Tumblr. Been using Tumblr since I was in like 6th grade. Never deleted it. Like it's evolved with me, with my taste.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So, I mean, yeah, my Tumblr was like rancid when I was younger. It was really like grungy and...
Yeah, that was the time though.
Yeah, now it's not like that.
I was like definitely reblogging, what are they? Fallout Boy lyrics?
I used to reblog weird stuff.
I was like, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I would reblog like the wildflower cases, which like crazy because I styled a bunch of their campaigns, like the grungy ones with the studs and like the American flag, like Devin Lee Carl's. Like, my old Tumblr stuff is probably really questionable.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What's something the internet? Whoa. What's something the internet made cooler than it needs to be?
Minimalism. Don't need it. Who? I'm wearing like 50 colors right now.
I'm obsessed. Say no more.
I like fell for it for 2 seconds, then I like woke up and I was like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not a minimalist whatsoever.
That's fucking hilarious.
It like, no, the internet can get you. I mean,
yeah,
I'm guilty. But like really, like I fell for it for a second and then I was like, I don't even like how I'm dressing myself. Like, what am I doing?
Totally.
And I just went back to like what I normally do, which is like, I like am simple, but I throw things in there.
There a version of yourself you miss?
No. I really would never go back in time.
This is final form.
Yeah. I mean, I love that I just keep evolving. It's painful.
Yeah.
Evolving is painful. Getting older, like you learn a lot of lessons and it's really hard and I've gone through so many different things. I would never want to go back.
Yeah.
But I really am appreciative of everything because I feel like it's formed me, it's shaped me. Like all of it has gotten me to this point and I just kind of want to keep going forward and keep evolving. But like I always love my inner child, obviously. Therapy. Like I always like it's all for little Brigitte in the end of the day because like this is like it's crazy because like you really again like you need to look back and be like how much of this would I have wanted years ago that I have now.
Yeah.
And it's like my younger version of myself could have never dreamed that I styled a celebrity or I've worked a red carpet or I've given pieces to Sabrina Carpenter and all of these people. Like it's just like it's insane.
It is.
Yeah.
What do you hope people feel after spending 5 minutes in your world?
Inspired and creative.
I feel inspired. I feel inspired from this
too.
conversation.
I mean, this space is insane. I'm like, I love it.
Thanks.
You have to come to
LA next.
Yeah. My showroom has like a ginormous mood board, and that's like, I think everyone who comes is like, that's their focal point, which was the whole point.
I love that.
It's huge. It's like as tall as me.
You curate images that make people feel something. What image do you hope people remember when they think of you?
My mood boards. I swear, they're like therapy.
Yeah.
I love making them. It's so soothing.
Therapy
I could do
mentioned.
it for hours. Like,
yeah.
But really, like, I think because it so much reflects the inside of my brain, it's like that's the stuff I want people to be like, oh my god, like that's how I know. Like, you know, I know.
Yeah.
In the Mood is literally, the name is born from my love for mood boarding. It was first my Substack, and then I was like talking to ChatGPT at 4 a.m. one night, and I was like, I love my Substack name. I want it to be my business name, but like, what am I gonna add? And then we played around with a lot of words, and then landed on it in the Mood Archives.
I love that.
Yeah.
And finally, who's the coolest woman you know?
Every female entrepreneur that I'm friends with.
Wow.
I don't have a specific one. I can't pick. I'm so lucky to have so many cool girls who have their own businesses around me and like be able to feed off of each other, and they all know who they are, and they're all the coolest.
Oh my god, I love this. This was so much fun. Okay, guys, well, we have to go shopping. Love you.
Thanks
Bye.
for having me.